Hey guys, Dustin Bogle here, and I got a great training that I wanted to just go over with you, and it's about how to find amazing coaches, because this is probably a reoccurring problem I hear very, very often with a lot of gym owners, that they just need a great coach and they need one ASAP. So I thought, all right, I'll put together a list of 12 places that you can find an amazing coach. All right. They're all coming from different places. So I'll go ahead and jump into it. All right. So first I want to start off by saying I often get compliments about our team, which is awesome. I love the people that we have on our team. We do have phenomenal coaches. And the clients will often say things like, man, the coaches here are just on another level. They're fantastic. They're very reliable and consistent is one that we get very often. They're very professional. And again, that is something that I'm proud of, right? I love our team. And then even gym owners who might be in town who come and visit, or they attend a workshop that we run, they'll say, man, if I had a coach like that on my team, we would crush it. Or, hey, Dustin, your team's top notch. Or, man, you're lucky. I don't have talent like that in my area. And so these are the things that I hear about my team. And that's why I feel like I can talk to you about this topic. All right. Now, I want to give you some disclaimers first. All right. I am not in a special area where I feel like we have the most talented coaches in the world, and you're going to have less talent. I think there's good coaches everywhere. And I have access to the same talent pool, because I'll even have people that have a gym near me and say they can't find good people. And I say, well, that can't be right, because I'm just 7 miles away from you and I'm finding good people. So there's something wrong, right? And so that's what I'm going to address. It doesn't matter if you're in California, the Midwest, anywhere, you can find good coaches, all right? You just got to follow these steps I'm going to give you, all right? A huge part of this as well is your job offer, okay? Sometimes I read people's jobs posting and it just stinks. It's just super bland and boring and vanilla. And it's just like, we're hiring a coach, apply below. It's like not exactly the most exciting, thing to kind of read. So spice it up, all right? We put a lot of effort into getting new clients, but not as much into putting team members, okay? Now, sometimes people come in and they're like, man, they weren't a good fit, or I've been interviewing like crazy, they're not a good fit. I say, well, do you have any of your standards or like a pre-screening on the job posting? Like, let people weed themselves out. Put your standards. Explain what is required so that only people who answer everything on the job posting apply, and then you have less people you have to filter through, right? And then the final disclaimer I want to put out there is, are you a leader worth following? All right. And I say that with love, because a lot of times people who have the highest turnover, I find out that they are the cause of it. Okay. They are not organized. And so they get mad at their team for being organized. They are often late to meetings, but then they're mad at their team for being late to sessions. And they just need to do more mindset and self-development, become a better communicator, become a better leader, develop better systems, so that when someone comes in, they're like, okay, it seems like they got their act together. The owner is a strong leader, somebody that I don't mind, following. And so like, that's a huge part of this, guys. This is not just an employer-employee relationship. They have to be believing in your standards. They have to believe in you. And they have to have read a job offer that really gets them excited and motivated to apply and to give you their time, right? Because that's really what the person is, giving to you, is they're committing time. And that is a very valuable resource that people protect now more than ever, all right? And I also want to say this about the power of a coach, okay? The coach in the fitness industry has a very massive impact on your business. They are everything. They are what you're selling. Like, that is as important as the quality inspection in a Tesla Gigafactory, making sure that the cars that are going to go out, they're going to be super proud of, or the newest iPhone meeting the highest standards, right? Like, that is the level of scrutiny you need to have about your coaches who join your team. It's, in my opinion, even more important than your next 10 clients that you sign up. And it's not to say that these clients are not valuable. It's just how much more people are going to be retained and will want to sign up because of the quality of the coach. All right. If you're kind of a smooth talker, a good salesperson, you could kind of sell another 10 clients, but they're eventually going to sniff a rat or not feel enthused about their decision and want to cancel if the coach is just not fire. All right. So you're the gatekeeper of the culture and the standards. And so the people that you let in, it is your fault. All right. That is your call. You did the interviewing. You put up the job posting. You decided to say yes and move this person forward in the process. So you just got to make that as strenuous as possible and not a just easy thing that you get immediately. All right. A story I like to share from the Ritz-Carlton is that when they put a general manager in place, they have to go through 50 internal interviews. All right. From the maid to the cooking staff to, the pool cleaners. They all interview this person, this candidate, and make sure that they would follow this person. And so when that person is now selected and given that position of the GM at a Ritz-Carlton property, they are elated, they're overjoyed, and man, they have high retention because that person felt like they fought for it. They're like, man, that was tough. I had to go through 50 internal interviews. I'm here to stay, baby. Well, if I have one interview with you and I get the job the next day, it was just like, it's super easy. It doesn't make me feel like I had to earn it, right? Like, make people go through some hoops. That's not a bad thing. They will make it feel like it's more coveted and they had to fight for it and they'll make them want to stay. But if it's just like, man, overnight I'm hired and then I'm on the floor coaching, like, it didn't feel like there was a whole lot behind it, right? And then I started to question, like, why is it so easy? Why, what, are you desperate? Are you in a lot of, danger? Like, those are the thoughts that are going through my head. All right. I've seen my business take massive leaps forward when I had the right coaches, and I've seen it take massive leaps backwards when I had the wrong coaches. We didn't change anything else. We didn't buy more equipment or get rid of equipment. We didn't move it and change the location. We didn't get a bigger space or a smaller space. It's just the people in the building. All right. So that's why I'm really hammering this point home. Okay. And the final thing I want to share with you guys is, never feel too discouraged if you're in a place where your team is really lean or you feel like, you're just in a tough spot. You're only 2 to 3 hires away from having the business of your dreams. All right. Think about that. I just need 2 to 3 more people and I can have way more money coming in. I can have way more freedom of time. I need to go out and find these people. Right. So let's talk about that. Okay. First, I want to point out recruiting is marketing. All right. I really like looking at it this way because we look at it for getting leads externally and new clients, but you can apply it to the same way to recruiting and getting new team members, okay? First off, your job title is your headline, right? That attention grabber. Are you making the person stop on Indeed or whatever website they're on and pay attention to what you are offering, okay? Put up a really cool job title, all right? Second, your job description is the sales copy. All right. Yes, you can list a little bit about what they're going to do specifically, the technical side of things, but really paint the picture of the vision, how they're going to change lives. All right. Then you got the job comp. All right. Which is pretty much going to be equivalent to your lead quality. All right. We talk about, man, I got some tire kickers. I got people coming in from these sources where things were cheap, or when I run a cheap offer, I get bad leads. Well, guess what? When you're cheap with your job comp, you're going to get bad coaches on your team. You got to pay more, especially with inflation, all the price of just living being higher. You got to pay more to get good quality talent. Okay. Invest in this. It will pay off. I'm telling you tremendously, not just retention, but in conversion. All right. Getting people to buy a membership after. Next is your job onboarding. Is no different than your client onboarding. All right. When you're giving them all their things they need, like the app, and here's your welcome email, and like, we're going to give you this nutrition guide. Great. What if I become a coach on your team? I get a t-shirt and I just start coaching. Like, do you have any welcome packet, welcome to the team, a book, a welcome email from you, any type of announcement to the clients? Like, make it this really cool thing. And then also have training in place. What hours are we training? How long are we training? What is the training manual that we're going through? Okay. And then finally, you got job retention and client retention. Okay. They go hand in hand. I find that the coaches that are with us and the facilities where we have people stay with us a long time, we have the highest client retention. And I've had them in the past where there was a period where a facility was turn and burn with staff. And then, well, guess what's happening? Turn and burn with clients, because they feel like, I can't get a relationship with a coach here because the minute I do, they're gone in 60 days or 90 days. All right. But I have one facility where I have multiple coaches that have reached 4 years, and then I have multiple clients that have reached being with us for 4 years. Right. So think about this as like, this is your long-term strategy. There is that short-term, like, help. I need somebody, hurry up. Let's go get somebody in here. but also like pick somebody really good and be willing to pay more for them because they could be around for years. And that way you don't have to spend more time in the recruiting stage, right? So we're going to go over 3 main sources to explore when you're looking for a coach. Okay, you got your paid sources that you could go to. You got your word of mouth sources. I call it your hustle for your muscle sources, where it's going to take a little bit more time and effort. But if this is a place of your business where you feel like you really need talent, you really need help, guys, just don't make any excuses. All right, that's the number one thing that drives me crazy. Like, I could really use a coach, but I'm just so busy. And it's like, you have to do extra work to get through tough times. Like, you're just going to have to work a longer day. You're going to have to do something absurd. Yes, it's crazy. You might have to work a weekend. You might have to work late into the night. You might have to just push yourself and do more so that you can have relief on the other side. Okay. So if you really need talent, don't have any excuses. Do all 3 of these. Okay. Don't say I'm trying. I put an Indeed ad up. I'm going to ask you, did you do these other 10? And if it's a no, then you're not really trying, in my opinion. All right. So we're going to go to the first one. Okay. It is paid sources. This is where you got to pay to play. All right. You got to pay the platform to list your job up. All right. So the most popular, I'd say a lot of people use, is Indeed. The next might be ZipRecruiter or Monster.com. But here's what I want to say. All right. The first thing is, when you're putting one job posting up and checking the box, okay, I have a posting up on Indeed, it's still not enough. It's no different than loading an ad. You always want to put up 2 or 3 different ads, have them compete, see which one is doing better, and, you know, kind of kill the ones that are not doing well. Well, no different on Indeed. You want to put up 2 to 3 job postings, and you want to have them different job titles. Because even in my multiple locations, I've seen one job title work and completely flop out at another location. All right. So first, let's start with, what are you looking for? Are you looking for more of a trainer-minded person, which means maybe you're looking for more knowledge, you're looking for more PT or semi-private, you want them to just have more certifications and be more of that knowledgeable trainer? Or are you looking for hype? All right, you probably want to put up a coach, instructor, something like that. If you want hype, you're like, we need high energy coaches, we need a group fitness instructor, we need a group trainer. Then that's probably the title you would want. I actually put up both, okay, because I want to see who I get from both of them. As time has gone on, I find myself hiring more and more people from a trainer titled job listing versus a coach or an instructor listing. All right. So that's a couple of titles that you can play with, but throw up at least 3. Okay. So it might be your first one says part-time trainer, the second one says certified trainer, and the third one says high energy coach. And then the job description is the same on all 3 of them. You just change the title. I found in different markets, again, different titles get you more attention and more interest and more applications. Okay. The next is, I've seen some gym owners only put their city, and that's a mistake on their Indeed listing. Put all the other cities that are within a 5 to 7 mile radius, maybe even up to 10 miles, and then they'll show up on searches in those cities too. But if you just put your city, you're only showing it to people who live in that city. And I think you probably got cities nearby people are willing to drive from. All right. And then spend 10 to 15 bucks a day on your Indeed for each job posting. Okay. The other one is Craigslist Jobs. It's only $10 a day. Again, still has a lot of traffic. Great place to go. And then you could also spend money on a Facebook ad, and you could change the targeting and put in things that trainers are into. So you could put in NASM. All right. You could put in personal training, under the interest, people who are interested in personal training, and target and put a radius 7 miles in your area. You're obviously going to see far less traffic on this versus you running a challenge or some sort of, offer, but you can still get people to apply and send them straight into the application on your Facebook ad. All right. So those are your paid sources, and those are your first 3. All right. Now we're going to go on. Here's another 6 options that are your word of mouth sources. Okay. Number 1, go to your coaches and ask for a referral. All right. Coaches tend to know coaches. And so ask them, do you know anybody else in the area that's looking for an opportunity here on our team? And you know our standards, so make sure that if you refer them to me, they're going to fit our standards, okay? The second one would be asking a client for a referral, okay? Basically tell them our Fit Fam is expanding. You always want to, package it from a positive place. Our Fit Fam is expanding, and that means we need more help. Is there any trainers you guys worked with before you came to work with us that you thought was awesome and maybe they could be a good addition to our team? All right. If they refer somebody and they kind of got their own business, or they're kind of a lone wolf and they're doing their own thing, obviously it's not going to be a good fit. But if they worked with someone who maybe worked at another gym as an employee and now it's just transferring them as an employee to you, it could be a great fit. All right. So again, your clients tend to have eyes on all the trainers in the area as well. Number 3, post what I call a convo starter on your Instagram, your Facebook, and in local Facebook groups. So it's a super simple script. It's literally these words, okay? We are hiring coaches / trainers at XYZ Fitness. DM me if interested. That's it, okay? We are hiring coaches / trainers at XYZ Fitness. DM if interested. That's the first step, right? Is just be in your DMs, and then you can move them into an interview or send them the Indeed listing. But you just want to get volume. So get the word out, get it posted in as many places as possible. Again, this is a word of mouth source. Okay, the 4th one on here is to put up a job posting on your fan page. All right. It's pretty cool, but once you start typing up on your fan page as if you were going to put a post up, and if there's any mention that it's like now hiring, or we're looking for, or job comp is blank per hour, Facebook will immediately recognize this is a job posting. And when you go to press publish, it'll say, hey, this looks like a job posting. Do you want to convert it into one? Say yes. And what's really cool is when people apply, you will start to get resumes put on this job posting. And it's kind of almost like an Indeed on Facebook. So make sure you set up a job posting on your gym's fan page. All right. This won't be on your personal profile. It'll be on your gym's fan page. All right. Your 5th one here on the list. Send an email blast to your list. Okay. And offer a finder's fee. Okay. It could be $300, $500, whatever you're willing to pay. But just send out an email blast to your list and say, hey guys, we're looking for our next rockstar coach. And because my email newsletter list is all local residents, I wanted to put the word out and find out if anybody knows a great coach who's looking for an opportunity. It is part-time or it is full-time or whatever you're looking to provide. And if you connect me with the person we hire, we'll give you a $300 finder's fee. Okay, boom. Great way to get another coach lead. All right, and then the last one on word of mouth sources is kind of a secret one not a lot of people know about, but NASM has a job board. Okay, so just Google that exact phrase, NASM job board, and you will find it. And NASM just wanted to help their newly certified trainers find work, so employers can post their job posting, and then NASM trainers can post that they're looking for work, and boom, you kind of can connect with each other and find a great lead. All right. So we're going to go to the final category, and that is hustle for the muscle sources. So these are places where you got to put a little bit more time and energy and kind of, sacrifice that time to find that great coach. But hey, if you need coaches, don't be above doing this. All right. These are things that I've even had to do when we were really getting lean on and we were not finding applicants. I had to do these. Okay. So number 1, convert a client into a coach. It'll take a lot of work to train them up. You should be super picky because in my opinion, most clients actually don't make great coaches. They got really good at training themselves, but that doesn't immediately transfer into being able to train others. And I've had a lot of clients that have become a coach and they did not work out really well. And then I've had some come on board and they were phenomenal coaches. But I tell you that those were lean and few and far between. Okay. So be super picky. Don't just pick anybody that just shows some enthusiasm. You got to really put them through some training and make sure that they love it. Because it's not just about hype and energy. If you want to really give your clients a great experience, they got to know about form and science and correction and fat loss and metabolism and program design. So again, this is something that is a big responsibility. So that's your first hustle for your muscle source. The second one is to prospect at a local big box gym. Okay. So you can go during peak hours. You can even hire a trainer there for a session, or you can get your own workout in. You can observe the other trainers and see who looks like a really good coach, who looks checked out. They're kind of on their phone. They're leaning against the machines. They don't really seem to care. or who seems to be really bringing a lot of energy and just takes their craft very seriously. Well, hey, go up to them and say, hey, it looks like you got, something great going on here. I see you're a great coach. If you ever need additional supplemental work, or you're looking for another opportunity, we're hiring at our gym XYZ, boom. The third one, all right, this is one of my favorites, is to hire veterans. All right, I've had nothing but a great experience with veterans on my team. I love it. I love working with them. You can go to your local VA, you can go to veteran events. You can even put up posts and ads that have like a veteran theme with the U.S. flag and all this type of stuff. But what I found is that this type of work transfers very easily and smoothly from what they did previously in the military, right? They had to get up early, they had to exercise, they had to lead people, they learned a lot about leadership, discipline. And so these are the types of things that really transfer well into our line of work. So I would say get out there and try to meet more veterans and kind of enter the veteran circles, or put up job postings that are targeting veterans. There's even veteran job websites where you can put up a job posting just for them. So that's another one. And again, take some hustle to go find these guys. The final one is another one of my favorites, and that's to create an internship program. Okay, get connected with your local universities or college. Speak to the director of kinesiology and say, hey, do you require students to complete a certain amount of internship, hands-on experience? Because I would love to work with you guys if that's the case. Most of them do. They require 60 to 80 hours to complete their degree. And so, if you say, okay, 80 hours, man, that's 10 hours a week for 8 weeks that I can get out of an intern, unpaid. And I'm kind of getting an extended interview with them, right? Like I'm getting to see them in the trenches, running sessions, mingling with clients. And at the end of the 8 weeks, I could offer them a job, right? And I'll mention that to the director of the kinesiology department. Like, we're looking for this to become a career for these people. And so it's great that they'll get 8 weeks of, practice and real world experience. They get to check the box for you, their university. And then for us, they get to check our boxes and see if they potentially are a good fit. I would say a good amount of the internships end up becoming actual team members of ours, like paid staff now. And we really enjoy this because they are coming in with a high amount of knowledge. They're getting a degree. They got a strong work ethic because they're used to balancing so much on their plate. They're hungry. They're willing to learn. They're coachable. They're moldable. So it is a great way to find some really good talent. Okay. Now, we don't just accept everybody. I don't tell that director that everybody you send, we're going to take. We do put them through a culture and standards, interview and screening process. They have to be a good fit. They cannot just, again, anybody with a heartbeat is going to be accepted. And then just to remind that director, we actually email them every quarter and just say, hey, don't forget, we have our internship with you guys. Be sure to send your students. What they tend to do is they just forward, we made a video, we made like a whole email explaining it. They tend to just forward it to all the students of that semester. And then boom, we got some new people coming in. All right. So that is your hustle for the muscle sources. Okay. One more thing I want to share with you guys are some pro tips. Okay. We have a phrase in our company that we say, if they're not gold, we hold. All right. Which means like they have to be amazing. If they're not, we just have to hold out. We got to wait till we find that amazing person because that is our reputation. That is our standards. And if they're not gold, we hold. Okay. Super easy way to remember when hiring. Okay. Another thing I would share with you guys, never hire out of desperacy. I've done that. The first person I found that has a cert or some experience, I'm like, oh my God, we need a trainer so bad. You're hired. It never worked out. All right. So just hold out. Even if you're working really hard, you're covering a lot of sessions, it's better if the quality is being upkept rather than getting somebody crummy in just to put a butt in the seat. All right. Never offer somebody a pity job is another tip that I want to share with you, that I've seen people say, oh, I feel so bad. My cousin's out of work, or this client lost their job, or, this coach is asking for more hours. So I'm going to just pay them to do, X. Whenever you just give people pity jobs, a lot of times they're just not giving it their best effort. They kind of feel that you just made it out of thin air and there's not really a true task list, or it was not really a truly built position with a need in the company. So like, just don't even bother doing that, right? Don't just give somebody a coach job out of pity. It needs to be because they're excellent and they're there to fit a need to grow the business, okay? It's okay if somebody is not a good fit for you, all right? And the reason I say that is because sometimes people feel guilty and they just want to hire anybody that seems nice. And the truth is, if they don't fit your culture and your standards and they are not a good fit for your company, they're a great fit for another company. So like, let that put you at ease. They will find their company. There will be a company out there that they'll be a great fit for if they're not a good fit for you, all right? And then finally, just because this has come up time and time again, double and triple check schedule conflicts, all right? There's been many times that we would just be talking about the schedule and they'd say, yep, that works. I could totally do that. And then they come on board. They're like, oh, shoot, actually on Tuesdays, I take my son to soccer. Oh, man, on Wednesdays, I'm committed to my church. Oh, and on Fridays, it's date night, so I can't do Fridays. And then before you know it, it's like, when can you work? Like everything, like we could just throw it out the door now because everything you told me was not true. So double and triple check, ask them like, you're going to run our Tuesday night sessions? Well, you're not with us yet, but like, where are you at Tuesdays right now? Like, what are you doing on Tuesday nights? Where are you? What do you do on the weekends? Are you going to school? What are other jobs you have? Like, just spill the beans and really dig into that so that doesn't become an issue down the road. All right. So a final thing I want to share with you guys is just a quick rundown of what we do once we do find a candidate. So, we're screening, obviously, all the applications. They have to do a culture interview with me, which is I'm just getting a read on them as a person. Are they going to fit our culture? Do they have high energy? Do they have good people skills? Do they seem humble? All those types of things. Are they a motivator? You got to get people who are like down in the dumps and kind of turn their day around. You got to be a motivator. Are they not afraid to do form correction? Are they smiling a lot? Do they seem friendly? Are they very stern and like serious? It's like, these are the types of things that we don't want, so we have to screen that out culturally. And that's what I'm looking for. Then we have them come and take a session as a client because we want them to see the client experience, kind of get a feel of our workout style. And then we have them come back and we coach a session so that the coaches can see them in action. We might even have them do multiple because we want to see, are they having consistency across all those sessions? And we'll happily pay them for this time, right? And then one of the final steps is we do a full team interview. They have to sit in front of our entire team. I don't just make the decision alone. I let my entire team weigh in on it because they're going to be spending a whole lot more time with this person than I am. And I want to make sure that they are approving and that they see the same potential that I do. All right. So guys, that is it. Like I said, your team is your product. They're everything. If you don't have a great team, you're going to have a hard time growing your business because your team is what you're selling. They are your product. So make sure that you take the time to pluck out the golden nuggets that are out there and really assemble that dream team that your business does require and it deserves. So your clients get the best service and your business grows at a steady pace. All right. All right, guys, I will talk to you guys next time.